What is up, my people? We are live. It is Tuesday, 9 o'clock. I always like to open these things with a rant. And coming up to today's show, I was like, I don't really know what I'm going to open with. And in typical fashion, there's always something. And typically it breaks right before a show. If you've ever done live television, if you've ever done a live broadcast or anything like that and had to prepare to talk to a camera without any help here. I don't know if y'all ever noticed, I don't have a co-host. I don't ever do that. It's just me, or whatever content I can bring you. It always seems like you're starving for something, and then boom, right before you turn the camera on, something happens. Same thing happened today. About an hour before I sat down in the studio here to actually decide what I was going to talk about, Auburn decided to hire a head coach. So I started doing some research, and it's a weird hire, and they'd gone through a whole bunch of potential coaching candidates. A whole bunch of people turned them down, and I starting to do some research and was just like, what the heck's going on with Auburn? So here's my opening rant. It's about Auburn. And it's an absolute crap show over there. And it has been for about, I'd say, pushing up on 20 years. And to me, there's one culprit. There's one consistent issue with the University of Auburn or Auburn University, whatever they call themselves. There's one issue with that program. And I'm going to lay it out to you right now. After 8 years of the Gus Malzahn regime and a 68-35 record, Auburn decided they'd seen enough of the offensive trick plays in the 8-4 seasons. And, you can argue whether or not it was warranted to fire Gus Malzahn. I personally think you can argue both sides. But overall, over the last 7 seasons, Auburn has lost no fewer than 4 football games. His first year as a head coach, they made some moves. I think it was their second year as a head coach. They made some moves. And lost to Florida State in a national title game. So apart from that, they've lost at least 4 games every single year under Gus Malzahn. So for the fact that fan base is a little perturbed and the booster base is a little perturbed, that makes sense, right? To go out and go ahead and make some changes. So that's exactly what the boosters did. They were tired of, as I got a bug flying around my face, they were tired of a consistent, perpetual 8-4, third in the West type of finish in the SEC, so the boosters had him thrown out. So who are those boosters, you might add? Well, let's start with the one, and really the only one that really matters. There's a whole bunch of money out there at Auburn. It's a farming school, some agricultural out there. There's some hidden money that probably names you've never heard of, like Bobby Louder. I don't know if you ever heard of Bobby Louder, but you're about to find out all you need to know about Bobby Louder and what he's doing to this Auburn football team. So let's start with him. The man that's actually pulling the strings behind what all's going on at Auburn and has been for quite some time. He's been a member of the Board of Trustees since 1983, stepped down in 2011 after a pretty big controversy over there in Auburn. He's been running it like a high school drama club ever since he got involved. There's been nothing but drama over and over and over again. And if you don't believe me, take this quote straight from the Joker's Wikipedia page. You ready for this one? In 2001, the Board of Trustees at Auburn dismissed President William Muse, inspiring anger and votes of no confidence in the board members. The widespread disbelief on campus was that Louder exerted tight private control over the board and thus over the ostensibility of the public university. Using his clout, this is my favorite, to place some of his close friends in positions of power. So we got some uppity banker that's basically running the university and subsequent football program like it's some kind of expensive toy that he owns and purchased with his millions and millions of dollars. And he has contributed millions and millions of dollars to this university over the years. So he thinks he's got rightful, stroke at that program to pretty much do and say whatever he wants and force the program to do and say whatever he wants. So after getting the president of the university fired in 2001, that was basically just the starting blocks of what Mr. Louder was ultimately going to do at Auburn and what he's still consistently doing at Auburn. In 1999, when Auburn fired then head coach Terry Bowden, in walks Tommy Tuberville, right? And he aces the interview. I mean, flat out blows it out of the water. There's absolutely no choice for the president other than to hire Tommy Tuberville. Comes out years later that Bobby Louder had actually greased the entire interview. He went to Tommy Tuberville's hotel room the night before and gave him the interview transcript. He let him know the questions that were coming. That's how powerful this dude is. He does everything he wants. He gets the people in power that he wants. And then guess what? When he's not happy with their performance, he does exactly what he did in 2003 behind closed doors. What did he do in 2003, you might ask? Well, after an 8-5 Auburn season, guess who got tired of Tommy Tuberville, the guy that he had greased and gotten the job? And then took the new president that he had basically handpicked, flew him on his private jet to Louisville to talk to the devil himself, Bobby Petrino, and try to steal Bobby Petrino away from Louisville and get him to take the Auburn job, ultimately firing Tommy Tuberville. Lucky for the Auburn program, Bobby Petrino said, no thanks. I like things here with the Louisville Cardinals. They'll holler at me in a couple of years when I have a motorcycle accident in Arkansas. But Petrino declined, and Auburn was quote unquote stuck with Tommy Tuberville. And they were stuck, because guess what happened in 2003? Some of you guys might, or excuse me, in 2004, some of you guys might remember Auburn went on a 13-0 run. That was the Jason Campbell years. That was the Cadillac Williams years. That was the Ronnie Brown year out there at Auburn. And had Bobby Louder got his way, Auburn doesn't go 13-0 there. Auburn doesn't go undefeated for the first time since 1993 if this uppity banker would have gotten his way at that point in time. Well, guess what? He's getting his way now. He is absolutely getting his way now. That's who got Gus Malzahn ran out. That's who wanted, to get Kevin Steele in there. Ultimately, the fan base kind of revolted on that one. And that's, to me, what has to happen in this Auburn football, program. These fans have to get absolutely tired of this guy pulling strings behind the program and doing what he wants. And again, using it like it's some rich guy's toy. It's not. It's an SEC football program that a banker got you. You are a banker, my man. You are not a president of a university. You made your money selling stocks, buying stocks, doing whatever bankers do. Just like I make my money talking into this microphone, giving opinions. I'm not going to go tell my wife how to make her hair in the morning or do her makeup. Just like you, the banker, shouldn't be telling presidents who to hire for your favorite football team. That's not how that works. You should support them, just like many other boosters at the Auburn University do. It is a wealthy program. They have money everywhere. This guy wants to stick his hand in everything. That's a major problem. And I understand that boosters in college football are a little bit rambunctious. You got to keep them, happy. You got to keep them satisfied. But this is beyond any booster crap I've ever heard of. For this guy to perpetually, over 20 years, constantly stick his nose into a program, into a football program as large as Auburn and as pretty successful as Auburn's over the history of the program, not good. Not good news for that Auburn program. And here's the deal. Here's my thing about Auburn. What Gus Malzahn was doing, this every once in a while, winning 10 games, winning 12 games, that's what Auburn's history as a program is. Go look through their history on College Football Reference. I'll talk you through it right now. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10-win seasons since 1995. 6. The rest of them, 6, 7, 8 wins, 9 wins. That's it. They are a perennial 8-4, 9-3 football team. That's what they are. That's who they are. That's who they've been for 40 years. So why would you just go up and get tired of it? Because you just got tired of it? That's what it was. You just got tired of the trick plays. That's all. And you just basically punted on the 2021 class because you decided to fire your head coach 6 days before National Signing Day. And the commenters are absolutely correct right here. This is so, but to me, it's so different than what happened in Tennessee, because Tennessee was the fan base getting absolutely livid about the Greg Schiano hire. And guess what? I mean, Greg Schiano won 3 games at Rutgers this year in an all Big Ten schedule. Greg Schiano proved to be a pretty daggum college football hire. Everywhere he's gone in college, pretty much both stints at Rutgers, he's turned Rutgers into a winning football program. Was he going to be able to do it in the South? I don't know, because most of his ties are up there in Jersey. I don't know if that was going to be possible. But the difference to me was Auburn's fan base would have been completely happy and satisfied, I think, with keeping Malzahn on staff. This dude basically went behind Malzahn's back the whole entire year and was greasing Kevin Steele to set him up for the next job because he liked him. They become buddy-buddy because Kevin Steele, I'm going to let y'all know, ain't no dummy. Kevin Steele was like, oh, I know how this place rolls. I know who strokes the checks around here. It's Bobby Louder. So guess who I'm going to go make my best friend? Bobby Louder. Like really, really smart by Kevin Steele. Ultimately didn't pay off. But dadgum, man, like until Auburn decides that they've had enough, they're going to stop allowing this, at this point, I think he's like 75 years old. This 75-year-old banker to run my program until they decide that, it's just not going to be good enough. It's just not going to be good enough. They're going to constantly have these issues and this drama. So I've got an Azeez Ojulari breakdown for you guys tonight. While I'm waiting, I would like to ask you to like, subscribe, rate, and review, all that stuff that I always forget to tell you guys or ask you guys to do. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I do need to get the Azeez Ojulari film study pulled up. All it is really is game film, right? That's all we do here. I hope everybody had a good Tuesday. We got Christmas coming up. Should be a good holiday for everybody involved, I would hope. No complaints here. Got a lot of family to see, but that's always good. At least we got family to see, right? All right, we're going to start with the Auburn game because I thought it was the best game I had seen Azeez Ojulari play in his career at Georgia. And that's that. We're going to start there, and we'll finish with a little bit of Tennessee clips, and we're going to get out of here. It's going to be a good night. Tomorrow night, we're going to do a regular segment show, regular radio show. I know I was going to do what to look forward to for Cincinnati, but we got some time. We got 9-10 days before they play that football game. So we'll be back after Christmas with a what to expect episode breaking down Cincinnati. I'm still waiting on some all-22 tape from my guy on them. Shocker. I don't see a lot of Cincinnati football on Saturdays. Pretty much stick to the SEC, as I would imagine, as I'm sure you would imagine. All right, so a couple things about Azeez. I did a breakdown. I'm getting some questions on here about Azeez opting out. It's been the rumor. It's kind of honestly why we're doing this right now. There's been some heavy expectations that he ultimately would opt out. And why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't he? I think he is a borderline first-round draft pick. I think he's a top 35, top 40 pick, and we're going to show you why tonight. But back to my opening rant or, opening dialogue about Azeez. This dude's gotten so much better from year one as a starter to year two. I did a film breakdown on my YouTube channel. Y'all can go watch it. I suggest you do to really see what the growth was in between these seasons for him. But watching him as a red shirt, he did officially. So I might have to drop the stream, guys, to be honest with you. News don't stop for nobody. But yeah, that's unfortunate that just happened right now, because I do have to stop this. Sorry. I'll be back in like 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. I'll be right back. I swear. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. That's unfortunate. I'm really, really sorry. Give me 1 second. Actually, bump it. This is live content. This is the way we got to do. Let me get my guys on it, and then we'll go from there. All right. So, anyways, about Azeez, the growth from year two to year three, has been, or year one to year two has been insurmountable. I'm really thrown off now. Y'all got me in here commenting about him opting out officially. This has never happened before. So, the growth is what we're talking about. There's no doubt in my mind he is a top 40 pick off of what we're going to show you right now. And forgive me for not being, super slow into what we were going to talk about and continuing to do. That looks really weird. Why is it doing that? Okay. Why opt out? The game is in 9 days and his brothers need him. He opted out because he got NFL feedback and they're just now getting back. Everybody's gone. Nobody's on campus right now, I don't believe. Anyways, so first thing I knew about his junior tape or his redshirt freshman tape is the dude is really, really fundamentally sound when it comes to the run game. He's never in a bad spot. He always plays solid technique. He does what he's supposed to do. His eyes are always consistently right, just like this right here. Okay, for him to be able to stonewall guards, turn plays back inside on counter, things like this is what allows, or what makes me think, like when people say, "Oh, well, he's too light to be an NFL edge rusher." Well, he's been spilling guards for 2 years now in the SEC, and I've never seen him get flattened. It's probably because his eyes are always right, his body positioning is always right, his body lean's always correct. He's never in a bad spot positionally, body position wise. He's never going to get caught off guard. He might every once in a while in college or in the pro ranks, but in college he was stonewalling jokers just like that right there. So I don't worry about the weight. He's 240 pounds. Most edge rushers in the NFL are around 260, 265, all the way up to like a J.J. Watt who's around 290. So they make them like that, but they also make them like Hassan Reddick, the guy that's leading the rookies in sacks right now for Arizona. They make them that size too. So get your money, okay? I think this is what, to me, this is why I don't question the weight. No issues about weight whatsoever, in my opinion. All right, 936 is where we're going next. Now, the difference between redshirt freshman Azeez and redshirt sophomore Azeez, to me, was the just a little bit better burst and get off the line of scrimmage. You're going to see it right here. And unfortunately, for Georgia fans, this is why he's going to be an NFL draft pick. Because of stuff like this. His ability to capture the edge and set the edge in the run game, capture the edge in the passing game, and set the edge in the rushing game or in the run game is why he's an NFL caliber edge rusher. You have to be able to do both. He does both exceptionally well. And I think he hand fights better than anybody in college football right now. This type of stuff right here, where he's grabbing lead hands and he's slapping post hands and he's doing all this stuff. This is expert level NFL caliber edge rusher stuff. Look at how he's hand fighting. Boom, slap the lead hand down. Boom, slap the trail hand down. Boom, set the rip and sink the rip right inside that armpit and get towards the edge. Draw a holding flag. That's right. The referee threw it. Draw the hold and get 10 yards. Okay. I would count that as a quarterback pressure. Probably should have been a sack, right? Okay. Now, we get asked all the time, or I get asked all the time, why don't Georgia's defensive linemen have good sack numbers? Why aren't they putting up numbers? Yada, yada, yada. Why aren't they able to get after the passer? Why aren't they able to do this? Why aren't they able to do this? Well, here it is right here. Okay, this is the prime example to me of why Georgia's edge rushers just don't get as many sacks as everybody else. This is one of the two, okay? What this is they went three-man surface over here on the left. They're going to wrap Warren Brinson all the way back around, and they're going to ask Azeez Ojulari, hands down their best pass rusher. You can make the argument for Adam Anderson. I'll listen to you. But down in, down out, their best edge rusher is Azeez Ojulari. Check him out. So they're going to spike him into the guard, set up this wrap from Warren Brinson. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I watched Ohio State play a handful of times with Chase Young. Never, ever, ever would you see Chase Young setting up others for sacks. They would leave Chase out there on one-on-ones, try to get him in one-on-one situations, whereas at Georgia, I don't care if you're Azeez Ojulari, you're going to run the scheme. You're going to play within the scheme. You're going to set up Warren Brinson for a quarterback pressure and flush the quarterback out to his right while you're taking on two blockers. Thank you, Azeez, for being a team player. There's not a lot like you out there, okay? 13, 19 where we're going next. Now my phone's blowing up like crazy. Is this the chase down play? No, this is another hand fighting skills. Okay. Now, the other thing about playing in the NFL, you got to be able to set the edge in the run game. You got to be able to get after the passer. But the number one thing, I think the difference between college ball and pro ball is the difference in the timing on play action. And follow me here. In college football, it's a lot of heavy RPOs, get the ball out quick. The play action fakes real quick, right? They pull the ball out, get it out quick. Well, in the NFL, you've actually got 7 and 9 step drops, right? 5 and 7 and 9 step drops off of heavy, deep play actions where the offensive line's actually got to play action protect a little bit longer. In college, it's just boom, quick read, get it out, throw the slant, or throw the back shoulder fade on the outside. That's what it is in college. In pro ranks, you got to be able to disengage after you see, oh, it's play action. It is a run. It is a pass play that looks like a run play to start. So I'm going to show you how Azeez does this later on in the film session. I'm going to show you the difference. Look, so he's reading and keying run right now. He's keeping his outside shoulder free. He's setting the edge. He's maintaining his gap. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. Now, he's going to realize, oh, crap, it's pass. Boom. He's immediately going to separate and get his hands or get that offensive lineman's hands off of him and now get after the passer. See the difference? I got a linebacker engaged, a defensive tackle engaged, a defensive end engaged, and a defensive end engaged. The only one that's disengaged is Azeez. Why? Because his hand fighting skills are superb. Absolutely superb. I would give him yet another quarterback pressure right there. Boom. Just a quick snatch and a rip outside, get my hands and get that guy's hands off of me and free him up. $13.35. This right here is a when I test character, it's great to know the player, right? But I can see character on tape. It's not hard. You can see who plays hard, down in and down out, who cares about their teammates, who's constantly in the right position, who doesn't tap their helmet constantly because they want a breather, who has to be drugged off the field down in and down out if he's injured. This is one of those guys. And this is how I know when you see stuff like this on tape. Watch him. He's down here. He's going to reroute the number 2 wide receiver. I'm telling you, this is about the only thing he can do in coverage. Okay, I don't like him playing in space. It is what it is. Georgia made him do it. It's how Georgia plays the season. Yes, Garrett. Yes. We got a question right here. Yes, that's why my phone's blowing up over here because I got reporters. My reporters trying to get to it while I'm doing live. It's the catch-22 that I'm in, okay? I also have to do this and run the site and whatever. We do all kinds of stuff. Run Georgia for recruiting, all that good stuff. Back to Azeez, okay? He's going to reroute number 2 down here on the bottom, and then watch the effort, okay? He's going to realize, okay, he's outside the numbers, basically on the sideline right now. This ball is being thrown to Tank Bigsby right here, okay? Freshman, all SEC freshman, okay? Watch Azeez. Watch that. We're going to play this live, actually. I don't like the slow-mo on this because it doesn't really tell you exactly what's going on. Watch the speed, okay? Look at the effort. And guess what? When he gets there, he gets rewarded with a lick. And I mean an absolute lick, okay? Watch it from the back. Watch it from the back. So he's going to drop out of your screen. He's right here. You're not going to see him. He's going to reroute number 2. Bo Nix gets flushed. Hey, if y'all watched our breakdown last night, you saw this. You saw this. They knew. Look, the center's eyes are left. They just started firing away from the slide. They started firing the linebacker right there in A gap because they knew he was sliding. The easiest coaching adjustment I bet Kirby Smart made all year. It's like, that's easy. All right, watch Azeez at the end. Watch him get his lick in there. Okay, here he comes. Wham. Okay. Those kind of hits, they play a role or they play a toll over and over again. When you play that hard, when you're hitting running backs downfield, they start to go down just a little bit faster, okay? And then the very next play, Azeez does a great job of basically just being in the right spot. I mean, this right tackle, I don't know what the heck he's doing. Right guard, I don't know what the heck he's doing. Azeez is right there, unzipping his feet, and is going to swallow Tank Bigsby for lunch right there, or for dinner in this case, under the lights in Sanford Stadium. 2 plays back-to-back, just shutting down, being an impactful football player right there. $14.40. Why do I still have my questions? Oh, still have my questions about coverage. Here he is right here, guarding a big old joker at tight end. This is a blocking tight end. Let's call it what it is. Auburn's tight ends for the longest time been blocking tight ends, okay? Watch this. On my face. Now, he recovered quickly, but again, this ain't like Kyle Pitts out here running routes. This is a 315-pound, should be playing tackle tight end, okay? And he's putting Azeez on his face. I don't think that's what he does in the NFL. I think you're doing a disservice to that kid if you go make him cover backs out of the backfield, do stuff like that in the NFL. He can get away with it some in college. I don't want to see it on the NFL ranks. That's just me as an evaluator. I wouldn't ask him to do that. I would ask him to put on 30 pounds and play a traditional 5 technique before I ask him to play in space like this in the NFL. It's just the way I would be, okay? Or ask him to play a wide 9 at 250. Like, this is just a little bit troublesome for me. Yeah, it is the offensive lineman tight end. Look at this joker. He's 6'1", 305 pounds. Like, well, like me playing tight end when I was in college. 1535. Okay. A lot of people, again, we showed you how y'all had the questions about the sack production and numbers totals. Well, we showed you how the scheme, right, the twist and the stunts can affect sack totals and how they design it up for team-oriented sacks, not necessarily individual sack numbers. Well, same thing right here, just a different case, okay? Watch how Azeez knows he can't rush past the launch point. What is the launch point, Brooks? Well, that's the launch point right there. As when you're facing a rushing quarterback, you cannot rush past his back foot. You can't do it because what you do is you open up these massive scramble lanes, massive scramble lanes. So what's he do? He closes it back off. You saw him do this against Notre Dame last year against Ian Book. When they have these running-oriented quarterbacks, these guys that can scramble, they use what's called a mush rush. You are to push the pocket into his lap. You are not to knife and edge and slant and get all in and out of the pocket and create these massive lanes here and there for Bo Nix to scramble in and out of. That's when he becomes dangerous. That's when he can take off and actually hurt you with his legs. If you keep him in the pocket, he gets wide receivers killed like this right here. This is a targeting call. I don't care what Richard LeCounte says. I don't care what anybody else says. The definition of the rule says that right there is a targeting call for all the right reasons. He led with his helmet. There was helmet-to-helmet contact. It is a defenseless receiver. Boom, 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 check, check, check. You're out of the game. Okay? Simple as can be. It's the easiest call for that back judge. Look how quick he threw it out. Whoop. Perfect technique, too, from the ref. But there you go. That mush rush against rushing quarterbacks and running quarterbacks, that's why Georgia's sack numbers, another reason why Georgia's sack numbers are a little bit wonky when it comes to their top talent. Now, 1751. Let's show it pays to be mentally disciplined. Okay, I told you, he's always in the right spot, never in the wrong spot. This was that trickery stuff we were talking about earlier in the game. It's kind of fitting that we're watching Auburn when we opened with an Auburn rant. Look, this kind of crap, Malzahn's been doing this for years. Everybody stand still. We're going to hand the ball off, try sneaky with Anthony Swartz. Well, guess what? Azeez out there, bro. He ain't falling for none of that. He ain't falling for none of that. He is a disciplined football player. He's always going to be in the right spot, and you're not going to have to worry about it. He's going to shut that kind of funky stuff down every single time. 1826. Azeez is also, what's he look like in space in terms of the running game, right? When he's working downhill, not necessarily backpedaling or flipping his hips in coverage. What's he look like right here? It looks pretty good, okay? He shuts down read options almost by himself. Squeezes with his shoulder square. Look at those long arms, right? Closing all the gaps off. Boom. Forces a keep from Bo Nix, even though I think it was an improper read. That is not a keep read. Shoulder square, eyes on the daggum quarterback. That is not a keeper read. Okay, Bo Nix keeps it. Guess what? Azeez right there, step for step with him, forces him back inside to where all the trouble and the danger is for the running quarterback. And he kind of gets cheap shotted right there. 74. Way to play through the whistle, 74. 71. I ain't even mad at you. Way to play through the whistle. You got your knockdown. 1902. And you see this stuff all the time in the run game from him, right? He's going to stack that defensive end. He's going to hold him in place, keep his outside arm free, close off the inside gap if he's got to, break the, shed the block, staying on the line of scrimmage the entire time, then get flat down the line of scrimmage, lay out, and tackle a guy that's a 4-4, 4-5 runner. The run game defense does not get any better than that from a defensive end. Boom. Stacked him perfectly, closed the gap off, kept inside leverage when he needed to, kept the outside hand free, disengaged the blocker, was fast enough to get flat down the line of scrimmage and make a TFL. It's textbook. It's absolutely textbook right there. $23.12. We got some more textbook stuff. All I've got on my paper is literally perfection. So I don't know what he did. I'm excited to see it. Sometimes I forget before I actually see the play. But 9 times out of 10, it just takes this right here. I think it's a pass. It's a pass rushing rep. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, guys, this just looks like your everyday quarterback hurry or whatever. But the technique here, you got to be able to respect it right here. Watch this. Watch the hand fighting skills of this dude right here. This looks like a 10-year vet, okay? Overhand, okay? He identifies the lead hand from that left tackle. Okay, watch him. Boom. Got the lead hand. He's going to swipe it down with his left hand, okay? Then he's going to slap the trail hand, that left hand, down with his right hand. Boom. Slaps the right hand down. All meanwhile, he's setting up a heavy rip with his left hand. Yank. Look, that left hand getting up into that armpit. That is no-go for that left tackle. That left tackle just got away with a hold, and a brutal one at that. That right there, that flap. And you have no idea how fast it happens, okay? Well, you kind of do, because I'm going to show you right now. Watch how fast it happens, okay? The normal eye would never catch all 3 subtle movements. Boom, 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 boom. Dude's good with his hands, okay? So what we're going to be showing you all night long. I think he's one of the best at getting tackles in this position right here. This is a losing position for every left tackle apart from maybe Alex Leatherwood and Andrew Thomas from a year ago, Tristan Wirfs maybe, okay? When I'm in a direct 90-degree angle from the line of scrimmage, look, if I drew an L or a line from his hips and the line of scrimmage, it's going to be an L. You see that 90-degree angle? That is a losing proposition. At least this right tackle is on somewhat of an angle with his hips. He's got a better chance of winning that rep than this dude does over here because he's already turned sideways, okay? And what that tells me is the burst and the twitch, 2 kick slides in, this guy's already turning the circle and trying to run the hoop. That dude's lightning fast off the ball. And then you add on to the fact that he can hand fight like this, you've got a 10 to 11 sack guy in the NFL if you give him the reps. That's what the tape says right there. $29.43. All right. So, again, back to the ability to disengage when there's a pass play. Okay, we're going to show you the difference here in a second. Now, in pro ball, it's going to be play action, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, ball out. Okay, in college, it's play action, ball out. You follow me? Watch the NFL and watch how heavy they ride play action and how far they drop back in their drops and gain ground, do things like that, and hold on to the ball in play action. In college ball, it is read, back shoulder, read, slant. That's what they do all night long, okay? Okay, watch how quickly he gets his ball out of his hands. Just throwing a back shoulder, and a horrible back shoulder ball. But in pro ball, you're going to have to be able to stack, hold, make sure you know it's not run, read pass, shed the block, go get after the quarterback. That right there, snatching tackles down on their face with just your left arm, that's going to play on Sundays. Length matters. This dude is stupid long. He's 6'4", and I bet he's got the wingspan of a guy that's 6'7". I mean, he could tie his shoes without bending over. That's what kind of length this kid has in the arms. So for him to just be snatching dudes down one-handed, his ability to disengage is unmatched and unparalleled on this football team. Period. Point blank. Nobody disengages blockers as good as Azeez Ojulari. Okay? And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that on this very next clip I'm going to show you. We're going to 31-48. Okay, check this out. Look at this. Same exact concept. They're going to run play action pass. They didn't even fake the play action. Okay, I got Nolan Smith unable to get off his block, trying to read keys. Malik Herring unable to get off his block, reading keys. Devontae Wyatt unable to get off his block, reading keys. Warren Brinson unable to get off his block, trying to read keys. The only person that won their block won their position battle is Monty Rice. And guess what? He was even hunkering down for the run. Watch him. He gets engaged, and boom, he sinks his hips. He's trying to sit down on the hole. just like everybody else is doing. Warren Brinson thinks he's getting a daggum double team right now. You see that? Look at him squatting. He thinks he's getting a double team. He don't even know it's a pass play. That ability to recognize, that ability to shed blocks, invaluable. You can't put a precedence on it. You can't put a value on it because very few people, these are all really good football players. None of them have it. Absolutely none of them have it. Azeez has got it. All right. 33-45. Now, I always like to, make sure it doesn't look like I'm pumping sunshine and rainbows up these guys' butts when I'm evaluating. There are some flaws here. I don't know what the speed to power move looks like. Okay. Hold on. We're going to 33-12. I don't know what the speed to power move looks like. I don't know if he's got a bull rush. I really don't. And that's when people tell me maybe he's just a little too light to be a first-round draft pick. Maybe. But when he doesn't win outside, when he doesn't, there's nothing there. There is no, oh, crap, my long arm didn't work. Now it's time to convert this into the bull rush and just be a man right now and push this tackle into the quarterback. I don't see him do that very often, if at all. So if the outside move doesn't work, if the hand fight doesn't work, if you can't get to the edge, then it's kind of rep over, okay? And eventually when you get to the NFL, these tackles start studying you really, really well. They start really, really getting into you in terms of film study and identifying who you are as a pass rusher. And if they know you're a one-trick pony, they take that trick away and make you go into your bag of tricks that you didn't even know you had to have, okay? I don't see an inside spin rush. I don't see a conversion from speed to power, okay? Going from a speed rush to a bull rush. It doesn't happen on tape. I don't really see a heavy inside presence at all, except for on slants and stunts. When you send him on a stunt, he can get inside and he can run through the shoulder of a guard because he does stuff like this right here on 33-45 where he sets up his moves. Watch. So they're I think they're blitzing DJ Daniel or Tyson Campbell off the edge over here. Can't quite see it. So the ability, it's Eric Stokes actually. So his ability to, give this kind of hezzy move right there, that and then stab back inside and be quick enough to get the inside move and sink the elbow in there, that's winnable, okay? But that's a design pass rush. They had designed stunt that, okay? I don't see where's the backup plan. Where's my changeup when my fastball's not working as a pass rusher when it comes to capturing the edge? Now, here's the deal. There are guys like Azeez where, I'm going to be honest with you, it don't really matter, okay? Wanya Morris, I guarantee you, Wanya Morris knew coming into that game because he had watched the film study. This was the very next game I'm going to show you is Tennessee, and it was the very next game on the schedule. I guarantee you the very first thing Tennessee did was turn on tape of Auburn and watch Azeez Ojulari tear their butt up on the edge, getting after the passer. So they knew going into the football game, guess what? You're going to get a heavy dose of speed rush. Wanya, this dude played you up there in Knoxville, whipped you up for 2.5 sacks. And all of them were on the speed rush, hand fighting you, flipping you over on your edge or on your head. Guess what he's going to do to you this week? He's going to do the same exact thing to you this week, Wanya. He's going to get after you on the edge, and he is going to bend the edge. And you're going to have to learn how to stop it. Well, guess what? Azeez was too good, had a strip sack and a fumble, and I think another 2.5 sacks in this football game alone. So here, first play right here. Again, he's constantly putting tackles in this bad body positioning, okay? Watch Wanya, just like we showed you with the Auburn kid. Watch how quickly he gets into a 90-degree perpendicular with the line of scrimmage. Okay, again, look, hips are square here on the interior. Hips are on an angle over here. Wanya's not. Wanya is in a complete perpendicular body positioning with the line of scrimmage, losing proposition. You're going to lose that every single time, and you're going to have to hold. Every single time. My offensive line coach called this opening the gate. You just opened the gate to the quarterback and let him run right in. There's no security right there, and you get called for a hold. So what makes it so good? Again, it's the ability to disengage the hands, get flat, bend the edge, and capture the edge. Look at this. This move, to be right here and not fall on your face, tells you what kind of athlete this guy is, okay? 16:29. We just got a couple more reps. This is the best clip of Azeez Ojulari's career. I tweeted it out today. I think it is, at least personally. This is phenomenal. This is NFL defensive end caliber stuff. This is first round draft pick type stuff. That's not it, actually. Huh. Where's that? Did I not write it down? The second half sack fumble. I'm going to have to find it now. That makes me mad. This is it right here. Perfect. This is stupid, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense. This is Von Miller-esque, okay? To be in this position right here, to stay up on your feet, to get back to your feet, and then make a strip sack, that is Von Miller. Von Miller's made $200 million in the NFL doing that right there. That's what we call a ghost technique, okay? He's been long arming, hand fighting all day long, and then he sticks the long arm in there, acts like he's going to long arm, and then dips up underneath it and ghosts it, okay? This is the ghost, right? Whoop. Okay, you see him dip his shoulder down? That's not by accident. That is 100% by on purpose. That is a technique that takes 5 or 6 years as an edge rusher, or 2 or 3 if you're an insane athlete like this dude, to get down and to be able to stay on your feet and make a strip sack right there. Perfect. Perfection. First round draft pick caliber stuff right there. All right. That is our show for tonight. We are going to have a full-fledged show tomorrow. Be more like a radio segment / podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to open it up, the name for that. Y'all feel free. My audience knows best than I do. Y'all are far more creative than even I am. I'm thinking MBR, nothing but rants. I don't know. It's just kind of sticking to me. It's kind of a spinoff of NPR, one of the top podcasts in the world. MBR, you get it? I think that's what I'm good at. I'm good at being really, really irrationally passionate about topics like daggum Auburn boosters telling their coaches and taking private jets with presidents up to Louisville to talk to the devil Bobby Petrino the year before they go 13-0 with the coach that he, put in place himself. Okay. That Auburn stuff's nasty. If y'all missed the early part of the show, go check it out. Also, go check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Brooks Austin. We did one of these for Jordan Davis last night. You got a kind of a snippet of it on YouTube, but it's totally worth going and watching. I think my Patreon audience and my Patreon people will tell you and attest to the fact that stuff's as good as gold, man. You won't spend a better $10 this month than spending it on patreon.com/Brooks Austin. I think I'm going to be doing some Christmas giveaways on that. So stay tuned to that. I hope everybody has a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas. If whatever you celebrate, we celebrate Christmas. A lot of people celebrate Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. You do you, baby. Do it with some family. Do it with some nice cold beverages, and do it with the ones you love. We appreciate y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow, or we'll see you another time.